What's going on, guys? This is Travis here, and today I'm bringing you a GCL Week 1 match against Sebastian Lopez. I think his Twitter name is Rhetorical. He doesn't have a channel, so I can't leave that in the description. You can check out his Twitter. He's a fellow competitor in the GCL in our division, so you get to play him twice. And this is the first of those battles. So this video will be both the team builder and the match, because I didn't have time to do separate videos. Because I'm trying to get all of this out really quickly. And you can see his team. It's a very, very annoying team that he drafted above me. If you want to see a live commentated version of the match, you can go check that out on the NPT channel. In future weeks, our matches will be live commented, but unfortunately my computer wasn't fixed when I had this battle, which meant my calcs were done on my phone, my team prep was done on my phone, and the actual battle was done on my parents' computer. So yeah, that wasn't fun. And then I spent about half an hour prepping as opposed to the 3 hours I normally spend, so that's not good. And it really shows in the team that I brought as well. Anyway, I'll get into that later. So you can check out NPT Links in the description and go look at the live conversion of all the battles. That will be interesting to see what people say. So the team that he could be bringing consists of, as you can see above me, Manaphy, Weavile, Mega Sizzle, Rapirial, Ordino, Thunderous Eye, Quagsire, Dugtrio, Weezing, Clefairy. Of those, I don't think he'll bring Clefairy at all. I have a lot of things to help me deal with fairies. I have Magneton, Sizzle, Roserade, Hydreigon, Carrot Flash Cannon. I have an Arcanine which doesn't get touched by it, so I don't really see any reason for him to bring Clefairy. I'm expecting him to bring, he kind of has to bring Mega Sizzle because it's his only Defogger, which means I am definitely bringing Hazard Stack this week because I have a lot of ways to get rid of Sizzle, as evidenced by my first one here, Magneton. He may bring Quagsire because it's a good check to Magneton, because he knows it pretty much has to have HP Fire. Probably bring Dugtrio to try and trap Arcanine or Magneton, or even Roserade or something like that. Other than that, I'm fairly sure he's going to bring Manaphy, because Manaphy is a huge problem for this team, as it is for pretty much any team. Weavile, I have ways to deal with it, but it's probably better than most things against my team. He doesn't have a great switch into Hydreigon either, so I'm going to try and abuse that a little bit. So the team I brought, my preparation was, I'm not particularly proud of it this week. There are a lot of things where I just threw a cool set together because oh yeah, this might work, because I didn't really have time and I was trying to do stuff, trying to run calcs and stuff on my phone and trying to build a team on my phone. Just, it was pretty bad, honestly. I kind of just took a couple other people's sets that I thought looked cool and used those. So yeah, first one is stock standard Magneton with speed creeping, so a little bit of HP investment. I believe, I can't remember what that was, enough speed to outspeed. I believe that's enough, so when it's scarfed it will outspeed Thunderous Eye. I don't think I can outspeed Weavile. No, I must be able to. I think it was to outspeed Weavile with the scarf, maybe then. Because it was just enough speed to outspeed as many things as I could on his team. I can't remember exactly what that was. I think it might have been Max Speed's Timid Thunderous, and he just brought Adamant of the two faster things. Yep, so that's why that's there. I then have HP Fire, primarily for Sizzle. That is Magneton's main job, is to trap the Sizzle and get rid of it so he can no longer defog. Volt Switch just for a little bit of momentum, Thunderbolt for momentum, and Flash Cannon because it does a lot to things like Dugtrio, which is pretty much only switching. Originally I didn't have Thunderbolt, and I was trying to find another move and then couldn't find anything useful, so I just put Thunderbolt because I might want to hit Manaphy a little bit harder, I might want to hit Ordino a little bit harder, that kind of thing. Next one was Hazard Stacking Life Orb Roserade. This is a set that I use a lot in UU, except with different speed investment. I think I actually have less on the one I use in UU, and a little bit more HP investment. This is a fairly standard Roserade, which should have 0 ABs in attack, not that it really matters, just in case of random confusions or something. With Spikes and T-Spikes, just to really put a lot of pressure on his team. If I can get things like Ordino poisoned or Quagsire poisoned, I can wear them down a lot more easily. Hidden Power Fire to hit Sizzle, because if he brings it into Defogger and my hazards, I can OHKO it. Even if it's fully specially defensive, I can OHKO it because Technician Hidden Power Fire is fantastic. And then Giga Drain, just to get a little bit of HP back so I don't get worn down too quickly. It's reliable stab, also hits Manaphy, so you can't switch that in, that kind of thing. Next one is what I was going to have as my only way to deal with Manaphy, which is Unaware Clefable. So I know people have done this kind of thing before, and the problem with that is a Rain Dance Manaphy means that Moonlight doesn't heal very much and you'll eventually get the burn and that kind of thing. Which is why I'm carrying Psych Up. So I was very much expecting a Calm Mind Manaphy, because it helps him, gives him a good switch into Arcanine. If he's not Calm Mind, then Adamant Wild Charge from Arcanine will do a KO it, so I could bring Adamant Scarf and run through his team with that. So I expected him to bring physically defensive Calm Mind Manaphy. It also means after one Calm Mind he won't take too much damage from Roserade or Magneton, or Thunderbolt from Starmie will do absolutely nothing. So I thought it was the best set for him to bring against my team. And so I was decided to bring Unawake or Fable, let him set up on something else. So say bring in Roserade, let him continue to set up while I Hazard Stack, then just Giga Drain, let him kill my Roserade or something, bring in Clefable, click Psych Up, because the first score will still only do like 30%, because I am specially defensive with Unaware, Psych Up to +6, and then proceed to sweep his team. Was kind of what I was hoping would happen. I also have Stealth Rocks on there because it was the only Stealth Rocker that actually fit my team this week. And so I put those on there so I can help with the Hazard Stack a little bit more. And also, if I'm going to bring Toxic Spikes, I don't really need Thunderwave or anything. I didn't really feel like Flamethrower was necessary because I have a lot of ways to get rid of Scizor. So that's what I was hoping with that. This also helps me stop potentially Nasty Plot Thundurus. And even with fully specially defensive, it can take a couple of hits from the likes of Weavile. Obviously takes nothing from Quagsire or anything like that. So that's what that's there to deal with. Next one is Dragon Fang Hydreigon with Draco, Superpower, Roar, and Roost. So I probably should have put Dragon Tail, but I just saw Roar and put it on there because, like I said, my prep was terrible. Max HP, max special attack, modest with 4 in Speed F and a minus speed nature because his speed tiers are really weird. He has a lot of really fast mons, so Weavile, Dugtrio, Thundurus, Manaphy, all faster than things like Hydreigon. If they run max speed, I would be able to outspeed them anyway. And then everything else is super slow. So Mega Scizor is his next fastest at 75. Everything else is slower than that. So I figured I wouldn't lose too much by just running a minus speed nature. It means I can still tank hits on both sides relatively well. Draco hits everything on his team incredibly hard, except for Mega Scizor and Ordino. I decided not to bother bringing Flamethrower for Mega Scizor for the same reason I didn't bring it on Clefable, is because I have a lot of other mons which deal with that. And then I wanted Roost for recovery, I wanted Dragon Fang to potentially bluff the Specs or something like that. And Superpower is just to hit Ordino. I probably should have invested a little bit in attack, so I was guaranteed to 2-hit KO, or guaranteed to kill Ordino with a combination with Draco and the Superpower, but as I said, my prep was pretty damn terrible this week, so I didn't bother to do that. I think it does anyway, but I can't remember. And then Roar to, if Manaphy started to set up Calm Minds, I could roar it out. If Clefable were going down, if I didn't want to switch it in because it was low health, that kind of thing, I can roar it out, get rid of it. I can also roar his team around to rack up the hazard damage. Next one I'm bringing is a copy from, what's his name? Gym Leader Geo. Basically, I built this team just after watching his battle where he used the exact same set on Entei, and I was like, oh cool, I want to use that even though I scrapped what would arguably have been a better set for this game, which I originally had, which I won't reveal to you because I get to play Rhetorical again, and I'm hoping to use it then. So Intimidate Arcanine is a really good switch into Mega Scizor. It's a very good switch into Weavile, but I'm not bringing physically defensive. Even with that, I'm not 2-hit carried by any moves from those two mons, which is nice. I can also, I believe, take an Earthquake from a Dugtrio. Don't know what I can take from Rhyperior. Can take most hits from a Quagsire quite easily. Weezing, Clefairy can't do shit to me. So it's a fairly good mon against his team. I was hoping he'd bring physically defensive Manaphy because otherwise Wild Charge would destroy it. So I have enough speed to outspeed, I think it was 8 speed invested Manaphy, so if I have 8 EVs in speed, I will outspeed it. I can Sunny Day before he goes to Scald, then get my weakness policy, Solar Beam, destroy his life, that kind of thing. That was my plan. I didn't consider that he might bring Tail Glow, he might bring offensive and that kind of thing. So that was a mistake on my part. Other than that, it's fairly standard. Sunny Day plus Morning Sun is always really nice. I probably should just put leftovers on here, but whatever. Flamethrower as main stab destroys Mega Scizor, does a lot of damage to the rest of his team. Fire Stab actually really hurts his team apart from Manaphy, so I think someone can get rid of Manaphy, or if you say he has to face someone with Victini, just chuck Bulk Strike on there and it just destroys his team completely. I mean, I guess there's also Rhyperia, but that can get worn down relatively easy with water or grass coverage, and I have Solar Beam, so yeah. And part of the reason I was running Sunny Day Solar Beam instead of Power Hub is because it does also have those two quad weak to grass mons in Rhyperia and Quagsire, so hoping to be able to hit both of those up as well. Last mon is a weird Starmie set with Cold Berry, Speed Creep to outspeed whatever it can outspeed. I think it was Timid Thunderous. Ice Beam to hit the Thunderous, Hidden Power Fighting so I can live a hit from Weavile and destroy it. Rapid Spin because I wanted a Rapid Spinner. I don't really know why I brought Rapid Spin, but sure, because like rocks don't really hurt my team in any particular way apart from Arcanine, which does have recovery, and his only stealth rockers are Dugtrio, Rhyperia, and that's it. And both of those I could deal with, so I don't think bringing Rapid Spin is the right idea, but again, I was like, oh, I need hazard removal, I don't want to bring Sizzle because that's a bad matchup, so I would put Rapid Spin on Tommy, and also I'm hazard stacking, so I wanted Rapid Spin over Defog. Recover to keep it healthy so I can take a knockoff from Weavile at any point, and then with, I believe I was actually, yeah, I was Natural Cure because with this investment in Power Fighting Oko's Weavile anyway, I considered going Analytic, but it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, not too happy with this team, but it is what it is. So I'm going to quickly change to the battle, and I will see you in a second. Okay, I'm back with the battle, and we can see the team he brought. I guess I didn't really try and predict his team this week because I didn't have time, but it did bring the Manaphy, which I expected. Did bring Thunderous, did bring Sizzle, did bring Weavile. He then has Ordino and Dugtrio, so our prep's not too bad. Roserade kind of destroys everything on this team except for Thunderous and Ordino. Like everything else just dies to it. And even Thunderous takes a lot from Hidden Power Fire. Magneton, again, main job is to distract Sizzle. Clefable is to help with Manaphy, get rocks up, that kind of thing. And I basically didn't have a plan to win this game. So, with that said, I actually haven't rewatched this game, which is a terrible, terrible thing to have done. I think I decide to just lead Magneton. Yeah, I lead Magneton as he leads off with the Ordino. I decide it's not worth clicking Volt Switching and bringing in Dugtrio and destroying me, so I go straight out into my Roserade. He goes to Protect. He goes for Protect to Scout. I decided to start setting up hazards because if he does bring in Sizzle, I can then just hit Power Fire its ass to hell and back. So I set up a T-Spike here. I'm just going to keep setting up spikes. I go for Giga Drain, which is a bit of a misplay. I probably should have just set up another layer of spikes or something, even though that does actually quite a lot to Thunderous, which is nice, but it does get all back with Wish. So that was my first of many misplays here. I switch into Clefable because I know I can shoot any hit, and here reveals Incinerate, which is kind of cool because that's obviously for my Sizzle, and it would get rid of any barrier I had. So here goes the Sludge Wave. I know I can take any 2 hits from this thing because I am especially defensive, so I try to start my rocks and then Moonlight up on the next turn. So he Volt Switches out, does a little chunk of damage that I get all my hazards up, and this is where I wish I had Flamethrower and had gone for it, because here I realize, oh crap, you can just defog. However, I also have a Magneton, so I'm like, well, if I switch in Magneton, I have him trapped and he dies, and then I can have to stack again. So he's going to expect that, and he's probably going to go for Superpower or U-turn. So I switch into Arcanine, and I know he just defogs. And I was like, well, shit, I could have just killed this thing, but oh well, I can work around it. Here, I decided to go for the Sunny Day, expecting him to switch into Ordino. I mean, not Ordino, Manaphy. I expected Manaphy to come in there, so I was like, oh, I can Sunny Day and implement a plan, yada yada yada. So he goes into Ordino, so I switch back into Roserade to start hazard stacking the crap out of him again. He goes for Wish. This Ordino is being an absolute pain in my dick. I expect him to pass into, I can't remember what I expect him to pass into. I think I expect him to go into Thunderous again, so go straight into Clefable. He goes into Weavile, so that works out fine for me. I could have clicked HP Fire and this thing would be dead, but you know, it is what it is. He goes back into Ordino on this as I pull a double into Magneton, trying to catch the Sizzle on the switch. So I'm not doubling well at all, which is unlike me. Here I go into Hydreigon expecting him to go into Dugtrio, instead he just goes for the knockoff. This is starting to really get on my nerves. He goes for Protect, as I think I just drop a Draco, because I don't want to reveal the superpower yet, because that is my main way to deal damage to this Ordino. So here I switch out. I know I can't really bluff the Scarf Iron, but I expected him to go into his fucking Sizzle again, and he doesn't, to take the Draco. But you know what, whatever. So I switch back into Hydreigon. I'm just doubling around, getting a time chip down into my Mon, while Ordino just sits there and leaves everything. Here I reveal the superpower. It does a good amount. I wish I had put more investment in, so I could 2-hit KO it even with the attack drop, but he's just going to Wish Protect anyway. So here he goes to Protect, and I believe I roar him out, which isn't the best play. It would have worked if you'd gone into, if you'd brought into Dugtro, if you'd brought into Manaphy, been brought into even Thunderous. I could take a hit from and hit up with, start, just drop a Draco on something and do a lot of damage. But being brought into Weavile means I just get a free hit off on anything. I switch in my Arcanine, even though I'm not physically defensive. I chew that hit. Here, I go for Flamethrower, because I wasn't expecting him to go into Manaphy because I already built Sunny Day, but that's fine. From that damage, I know he's not bulky, so I'm all of a sudden straight away surprised. He gets the first turn Scald Burn, which is not ideal. But here I was really hoping to set up a Tail Glow and then I could psych that up, but instead I just go for Stealth Rocks or Moonlight, I think. Yeah, I just go for Stealth Rocks to get my hazards up. And here I'm expecting the default again because that's what I did last time, and I'm not playing well at all, so I go into my Magneton, and this time makes the prediction which I thought he was going to make last time, and U-turns. And I'm like, well, fuck. But I check a calc, and Flash Cannon Okros this thing, so as long as he's not Scarfed, I'm fine. So I just go for Flash Cannon, and it lives. And I'm like, what? How did that live? Turns out, the calc I had on my phone had the standard OU set, which has 0 IVs in HP and special defense. So I thought he must be max HP to have lived that. Even with his spread, I believe I had a 75% chance to kill it from that range, and I didn't. So that was a bit unfortunate. Yeah, that's why I went to Starmie there, because I assumed I would outspeed because he must be max HP, right? Because that's what the calc says. So at this point I'm just fucking flailing all over the place, I have no idea what's going on. So I just go into Arcanine and just click Sunny Day, hoping he'll go into Manaphy this time, and he doesn't, so whatever. Here I just go for Flamethrower, he goes for Sludge Wave trying to predict my Clefable. I wouldn't do that because Clefable's too low. But I do get a crit Flamethrower. Crit did not matter. With my investment in the Sun, that did a minimum of 88% I believe to an uninvested Thunderous, which it was. Here I just go for Flamethrower, hoping for a burn so I can bring this fucking thing down. It does a lot of damage, which is kind of cool. And here's obviously going to protect, so I use this opportunity to just Morning Sun, get a whole bunch of my health back. Actually, I do like Sunny Day Arcanine, I'm not going to lie. I might implement that some later date. Here I switch into Clefable, expecting him to just either Wish up again and I can Moonlight and get a whole bunch of my health back. Unfortunately, because he can just Wish and then switch out and heal something back up, I predict him to, I can't remember what I predicted him to go into, he just goes for Knockoff and I'm like, whatever. It's going to stay in with Roserade and Hazard stack him a little bit more. So I decided to get Toxic Spikes up just to wear this thing down next time it switches in. I should have just gone for Spike stacking, honestly. This bit's a little bit annoying. I'm trying to get HP back to the point where I might be able to live a hit from a Manaphy and that kind of thing with going for Gidrain. I should have gone, if I'd gone for 2 layers of Spikes right there, I would have won. Spoiler that I lose. If I'd gone for Spikes rather than Toxic Spikes, I think I would have won this match, but it's hard to know. So he switches into Sizzle as I go for Giga Drain, try and get my health back. Again, if I'd just gone for a layer of Spikes, then I'd be fine. But as I said, this is what I was hoping for. I have HP Fire, boom, that's a dead Sizzle. Even if it was max HP, max for death, that would have OHKO'd, so this is fine. Now, if I'd gone for Spikes, this Weavile would now be dead. Unfortunately, because I didn't, it isn't. And so I go into my Arcanine, get the Intimidate, and he just goes for Knockoff, which does quite a lot, but wouldn't 2 KO Arcanine. If I'd brought no item, it would have just chewed that hit. He goes into Manaphy here, and gets the Toxic. If I had Spikes, he'd be lower, but if I didn't have Toxic, then he wouldn't bother going for Rain Dance, etc. So I go for Sunny Day, he doesn't really outspeed, which I kind of expected. Here, so I'm going to explain what happens here a bit. He is Toxic. He has to get Hydration to heal that Toxic. So he's trying to get Rain Dance up so he can heal Hydration, which is why I went for Sunny Day the first time, even though I expected the speed invested, predicting Rain Dance so he can start rocking up Toxic damage. I thought he'd go, oh, that's what he's trying to do, I'll Scald him and just kill him now, because I've obviously shown I'm not a bulky Arcanine. Scald would still do a lot, particularly if he's max special attack. So I expected him to just Scald, or if he had Rest, go for it then, heal back up and then switch into Ordino, cheat this thing's hit, etc, etc. Unfortunately, he just kept going for Rain Dance. I could have just kept clicking Sunny Day, rocked up Toxic damage, and killed Manaphy that way, but you know, nothing I can do about it now. So I clicked Solar Beam, hoping to catch him out and just kill him at that point. And now he gets the Hydration. A Rain Boosted Scald is going to destroy my life. If I had, I would have lived actually if I hadn't had to switch into that Weavile, so if it had Spikes up. So that's less than ideal. Here I go into my Draco because I know I can take a hit and Draco will kill from this range. So I just go for Draco. Again, not my best play. I'm completely flummoxed at this point. If I'd gone for Superpower, then Ordino would be gone. Here is probably the worst play, is I click Roar because again, I'm going to explain myself because I'm over-predicting massively here, but I want to explain why. Again, if I superpower this thing, I kill Ordino. Sorry, if I superpower again, I kill Ordino, then he brings in Manaphy, he takes Hazard's damage, and at that point, Draco, I think, was a roll to kill. I also still had Clefable and Roserade, so all I had to do was gain down a low health, and Clefable could take him out, or Roserade could, or whatever. So I clicked Raw, expecting to pull another switch out into Manaphy, expecting the superpower, then get the hydration, then can Ice Beam me to death, and that kind of thing. But he goes for Wish, which means I just end up healing Manaphy up to full health here by going for Raw. Roar him out into Manaphy, which takes the Toxic Poison, takes the damage, and this is, again, if I had Spikes instead of Toxic Spikes, I'd have a little bit more damage on this thing, and which would mean that this Draco would kill, instead of which at -2, because my calc, I forgot to get rid of the Dragon Fang, it doesn't kill. I thought it would, because I thought I still had my Dragon Fang, because I was on the phone and couldn't see the fucking calc. But yeah, so I also should have switched out there to take the hit, because Hydreigon was the only way of killing this Manaphy, and at this point I just lose to it. So I'm bringing my Clefable, hoping beyond hope that he'll go for Tail Glow and then I can psych up and kill him, etc. But no, he just goes for Rain Dance. That Skull Burn is really being a bitch at the moment. I have no other play than just keep Moonblast and hope for special attack drops. I get a crit, but no special attack drop, and crit's not enough to take him out. So Manaphy's just able to stay in here, quick Scald, and kill my Clefable, and then it's able to kill my Roserade. So yeah, that's the first game. I played like shit, I prepped like shit, I'm not going to play or prep this badly ever again. That's basically all I have to say. I don't like making excuses, but not having my computer, not having a way, like basically only having time to prep when I can access my parents' computer, meant I didn't have time to prep because I can't run calcs, I can't look over people's teams, that kind of thing. I try to a little bit, but it's just really, really difficult when you can't be checking calcs constantly and going through entire move pools and that kind of thing. So I just kind of threw some things together. Still got it down to 2-0, still could have won if I'd played better, but oh well, at least I get to rematch Sebastian, yeah, his name's Sebastian, later. And so I can try and get my revenge, because I don't like losing, obviously. But he did play well. I assume, like, this is the problem with people not uploading their matches. I don't get to see their full teams. I don't get to see their thought processes, which is what I usually do in a league where I did in the PPL, is basically research how people play, how people prep, and then counter team not just the team, but also the people. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I can get a bit of an indication from the teams he brings against other people, but I can't actually know. So I assume this is max special attack, max speed, timid Manaphy, but I don't know. I don't know what most of his sets were in their full. So yeah, that's less than ideal. But he did play well. I don't know if he made predictions on things like early on going for Defog, predicting me to go to Magneton. I don't know what his thought process was in all those situations. So nothing I can really do about that because he won't upload so I can find out. Which is the unfortunate way of how this league is going to work. But it should be interesting. So hopefully next week I can come away with a win, and come away with a win for the rest of the season, because I think this team is good enough that I can beat anyone. Quite, like, if I build the right team, I can beat anyone in this league. So hopefully I can do that. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are still rooting for North Melbourne Kangaskhans even though we've lost. And I will see you in my next upload.